Welcome to TPM Vid's Disney Beat, where we talk about all things Disney. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. We also have Instagram and Twitter. You can find us at TPM Videos. Hundreds of audio animatronics bring many of our favorite Disney characters and stories to life. These robotic figures are very impressive, but with their complexity, animatronics are bound to fail, malfunction, and break down. Seeing as how they operate sometimes for over 12 hours straight a day, it's bound to happen. Now, thanks to your video submissions, today we have a lot of fun and hilarious malfunctions to share. If you've caught a fail or malfunction on camera, you can submit it to www.mytpmvids.com for a chance to have it featured in a future video. Well, you know how this works, so let's count down the top 10 Disney fails and animatronic malfunctions, part 13. Number 10. We're gonna start the list off at Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters in Disneyland, where Buzz really could use a hand.
This robotic arm is stealing crystallic fusion power cells.
This robotic arm has a twisted hand is what it is. This malfunction was sent in by Mew Girl on Instagram, and it happened on the 4th of July when there was a big power surge at Disneyland. Apparently, after power was regained, a lot of the animatronics were malfunctioning. But I don't know how this could happen aside from a maintenance cast member putting his hand on backwards. I mean, it could have just twisted on its own during the power surge, maybe? But this one is a strange one. Then in June over at Magic Kingdom, Lily STL3 on YouTube also caught Buzz Lightyear with a twisted hand. So maybe this is a common issue with this animatronic.
To infinity and beyond!
I'm just noticing now how long Buzz's fingers actually are. Don't they look abnormally long? If we speed it up, it looks like he's begging for some cash. Anyone want to toss him a couple bucks? It's Walt Disney World's newest upcharge. Number 9. Heading on over into the auction scene in Pirates of the Caribbean at Magic Kingdom, this next one was sent in by Coco Loco 05 on Instagram.
They want.
I do not think the auctioneer needs any more rum.
Weigh anchor now, you swabbies. What be I offered for these hearty hens? Every one an egg layer.
See, this is what happens when you take that extra shot you probably shouldn't have had. He literally drank up a little too much, me hearty. When animatronics shake, though, it's pretty hilarious. On this same day, another viewer named Paige.Mackenzie on Instagram also caught the auctioneer's aggressive shake. Now, you do notice that the animatronic is still doing his normal animation programming, in addition to the shake, which appears to be coming from his head. Animatronic shaking can be caused by the programming repeating a single frame of animation over and over. But in this case, it's probably because the limit switch in the head that stabilizes the movement is loose. Look at him go though! Really should lay off the rum.
Weigh anchor now, you swabbies.
Number 8. This next segment takes us onto Splash Mountain at Magic Kingdom and focuses on the unfortunate adventures of this animatronic hen in all her stages of malfunctioning. So on May 19th, 2021, the Maxi family on YouTube caught her a bit slouched to the side. She still had some mobility, but it looks like she was crying out in pain. Poor thing. The next day, Golden Flume on Twitter caught her a little more busted than the day before. That headbanging is some exorcism stuff right there. Then, from the end of May until the end of August, many viewers caught her in a variety of different malfunction states. TC Mama 26 on Instagram saw her completely frozen, as well as Soaring into Disney on Instagram and Gavin Her _ on Twitter. At this point, maintenance probably just turned the animatronic off to avoid causing any further damage to the figure. The next day, Gavin gets back on the ride to see she somehow found the strength to get moving again.
How's it broken?
The movements in her head and arm are actually quite fluid. She's just arched backwards. Then in this clip from Ethan Bronson61 on Instagram, you can see she's getting worse, moving a lot slower than the previous clip. That's until Ethan catches her again like this. If it wasn't for that railing holding her up, she'd probably fall right to the ground. Now, a lot of the times when an animatronic in the finale is malfunctioning, they'll actually remove the figure and take it back to central shops for repair. That's usually why a figure is missing on the boat. Like here, there's only one geese, or in this clip from The Name is Jeanette on YouTube, we see our dear friend the hen was finally removed at the beginning of September. So, when you see a figure is missing from the boat, it's actually a good thing because it means Disney is repairing and maintaining the audio animatronics. Number 7. Muppet Vision 3D at Hollywood Studios has been around since 1991. The attraction features many of our favorite Muppet characters, including the hecklers Statler and Waldorf. They may look like puppets, but they're actually audio animatronics made to look like puppets. Well, recently, a viewer named Vivi was at Hollywood Studios and caught Statler with his head a little twisted.
Well, what do you think? We have time to go to the bathroom before the next show? We can't, you old fool! We're bolted to the seats!
I mean, being bolted to the seats now for 30 years would give you such a crick in the neck, so I don't blame you. Apparently, he was like this for the entire performance, but after it ended, the attraction went down so Statler could get that spasm looked after. Maybe this is the karma for all that heckling.
You probably took the job for the hell of it!
Number 6. I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've spoken about Star Tours here on the channel. C-3PO is a fun animatronic to watch in the queue, but you don't really see or hear him ever breaking down or malfunctioning. But that all changed back in 2020. Epcot_fan23 and KD pass holders on YouTube both sent in videos of C-3PO sleeping on the job. I guess you could say he became C-Sleepio. That was bad, I'm sorry.
Flight 610 will now be departing from Gate 1D, which is a gate change announcement only. Thank you.
That's one planet I'll certainly avoid. Wookiees can be very unpredictable.
With a lot of the newer key animatronic figures in pre-shows, there's usually a curtain that can be drawn to hide the animatronic when it malfunctions. In the case of C-3PO, it doesn't seem like that's the case, just judging by the way the platform is set up. So if he malfunctions, a dead C-3PO will always be visible to guests. Or maybe he's just waiting for that perfect moment to come back to life.
Oh, that reminds me. Let's run a diagnostic on the Camdroid.
Number 5. Mr. Potato Head in the queue of Midway Mania always seems to make the malfunction list. In a submission from Mads Rain on Instagram, this time he's back in what we call Mr. Potato Head and the Eyes of Death.
No. And his hands are moving. Oh, gross. Why is his arms like that?
I mean, this is the stuff horror movies are made of. He's one of Sid's toys now. What makes this malfunction even creepier is the fact that his eyebrows and hands are moving ever so slightly, but enough where it's kinda unsettling. If it wasn't for the projection in his eyes going out, then this movement would actually be totally normal. When Potato Head isn't speaking, Imagineers program the animatronic to do these subtle movements to keep the character alive. You can see it here, and it's much less unsettling. But when the eyes malfunction, it's definitely kinda creepy. Ooh. Number 4. Staying on the topic of projection malfunctions, this next one is a really interesting one, and it takes us on to Radiator Springs Racers in Cars Land. A viewer named Michaela sent in some clips where many of the animatronics were malfunctioning, and it all started with Doc Hudson.
To win a race, I'm your new crew chief.
Here his body and mouth weren't moving at all, but the malfunctions didn't stop here.
Now you have the chance to make this the most glorious race of your life!
Luigi's animatronic animation seems to be about a second ahead of the mouth projections. Now, I'm sure many of you, including myself, thought the mouth projection was coming from inside the figure. This would make it a rear projection like the other animatronics that use projected faces. But this malfunction confirms that the mouth is actually being projected from the exterior, in front of the figure. You can see right here when Luigi's mouth overlaps and illuminates the Fiat logo. Now, I'm not exactly sure where the projector is for Luigi's mouth, but I do know that for Sally and Lightning McQueen, the mouths are projected from these rectangular boxes on the floor. When Michaela got to the end of the ride, she also caught this other malfunction. Not only is there no audio, but Lightning McQueen's mouth projection was frozen in place while the animatronics still moved. With Lightning McQueen here at the end, his mouth is projected from this small box right here. Next time you're on the ride, pay attention to these little projection boxes. It's truly amazing how many pieces come together to seamlessly bring these characters to life. Number 3. Switching coasts, let's take a trip into Hall of Presidents at Magic Kingdom. The attraction features dozens of audio animatronics, but Abraham Lincoln is the star of this next hilarious malfunction. In both great moments with Mr. Lincoln at Disneyland and the Hall of Presidents at Magic Kingdom, Lincoln delivers part of the Gettysburg Address. He's been doing this for decades, but on August 17th, 2021, at Kennedy Shea on TikTok caught Abraham Lincoln tapping out early to take what we can only assume is his final bow. Take a look.
So conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives, that nation...
Nothing like a standing forward bend to stretch out those calves. Move out, Disco Yeti, because Yoga with Lincoln is the new B-mode in town. It appears the actuators in his hips failed, which caused the animatronic to heel forward like this. If you look closely, you can see his fingers are still moving. So he's really trying to get down there and touch those toes like a true yogi. Usually these fails are great in slow motion, but this one works so much better sped up. And there he goes. Then another guest at Daytona C500 on TikTok caught the malfunction from the other end of the auditorium, and it looks like they just let him finish his speech.
By the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
The blood of over 500,000 Americans is spilled in the Civil War. President Lincoln's enduring hope
is to one day be able to deliver the speech standing upright again. Number 2. Like Mr. Potato Head, the auctioneer makes it on these animatronic malfunction lists a lot. And even though he was already featured, he's also the star of this next one. So on August 5th, 2021, a viewer named Jessica caught a detached hand on the auctioneer.
Now, you scurvy scoundrels, do I hear 10? A hen for a 10!
Rock on, dude! Actually, quite a few viewers were there on August 5th and sent in submissions of this malfunction, like this clip from Max.
What be I offered for these hearty hens? Everyone an egg layer!
And Cameron Gleason on YouTube. I mean, look at that hand swinging! In this case, it appears the animatronic's hand has become detached from the wrist, and it's just hanging from the mechanical wires that feed into the hand. This happened first thing in the morning around 9 a.m., which is when another viewer named Jake caught it on camera. It seems like he was like this for about a good hour.
Belay there, you bilge rat!
Back in the day, a malfunction like this on the auctioneer would have alerted the ride system and shut it down right away. So, whenever you see an animatronic like this, it's always a great idea to let a cast member know so they can get someone to look after the issue. Number 1. It's really rare getting to see an animatronic go from functioning completely normal to malfunctioning. Luckily, Aaron_Disney Planner on TikTok was able to catch this incredibly rare moment on camera with the Navi Shaman of songs. It happened in August of 2021. Take a look.
Now
ทิ้งเรา
Ooh, a Navi Shaman sleep ritual. We've seen videos in the past of this animatronic just slumped over or the shaman in B mode, but this is new. It's definitely amusing, but it's also super interesting. You can hear what sounds like an air valve releasing pressure just before she powers down. And just before that, it looks like there was a malfunction in her arm movement. Seems a little jerky. I feel like with these newer audio animatronics, the system just shuts the figure right down when a problem is detected. This eliminates the risk of the figure getting damaged when it malfunctions. But what a great moment to catch on camera. So, have you ever experienced an audio animatronic malfunction in person? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below to start a conversation, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video.